Hello, my little artists. Today we're going to be learning to draw this cute little guy. And if any of you have seen the Star Wars movies, you guys know this is what we call a porg. He's kind of like a little space chicken, and he's really, really cute. So he's really easy to draw. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Make sure your paper is going tall portrait today. Get your pencil. I have my Sharpie so you can see what I'm drawing, and the first thing we're going to do is write our name at the top. So write your name, and then we're going to flip our papers over and get ready to draw our cute little porg space chicken. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw his eyes. So we're going to draw two circles. Draw you two circles. They don't have to be the same size. Draw them right there near the top in the middle of our paper. And then I'm going to draw a little circle at the top corner of each one. Okay, now for his head, we're just going to draw a big rainbow line. It's going to start below his eyes, curve over his eyes, and back down to the other side. So I'm going to start over here, below his eyes. I'm going to come down below his eyes, and I'm going to draw a rainbow line and come down to the other side. Okay, now for his body, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm not going to start where I left off. I'm going to leave a little bit of gap because we need to leave room for his wing. And then I'm going to draw a big letter U, and I make sure I want to end. I kind of made me a little dot there. Make it end before we get back to this line because we need to leave a little space for his wing. So I'm going to come down a little bit and draw a giant letter U, back up, and make sure I leave two little gaps on either side so we can add his wings. Okay, now for his wing, I'm going to start up here by his eye, and I'm going to curve down and then curve back into his body. So I come out and then curve back into his body, kind of like a backwards letter J. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I curve out and then curve back in. And now I've got these two little wings. Okay, now for his nose, I'm just going to draw two little dots in between his eyes. We'll color those in black with a marker in a minute. And then for his mouth, I just do a rainbow line. Okay, now we need to add his legs. So I'm going to draw two little vertical lines coming down on the left, two little vertical lines coming down on the right. Okay, now on the inside here, I'm going to make a sideways letter U, kind of like a little hook. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, coming in, a little sideways letter U. Now on the outside, I'm going to draw just a little curved line that comes down below that U. Same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to curve up and in a little bit on this side, up and in a little bit on that side. Then I curve down, doing the same thing on each side, just opposites. And then I curve back to the letter U and back to the letter U. And then we're going to give him some little toenails. So I'm going to draw some little curved lines right there in the points of his toes. 4 of them. Give him some little toenails. And then he's not really going to look like a porg until we color. So we're going to color him together. So go ahead, and once you're finished with your details, go ahead and put your pencil up, and we need to get out our marker bags. So the first thing we need is a black marker. So we're going to get a black marker, and we're going to outline everything we drew black. So we're going to start at the very beginning. I'm going to start with those 2 circles for his eyes. Then I'm going to go around the little ones. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my marker and color in the big one. Don't color in the little, but we're going to color in that big one because they're not that big. So we're just going to color those in with our markers. Make them really dark. Okay, then I'm going to do that rainbow line for his head. I'm going to outline the big U for his body. Do his wings. And then I'm going to color in those little circles for his nose because they're little. His mouth, and then I just have to outline his legs. And then I'm going to color in his little toenails with my black marker. So color in his little toenails black. And then once you're done with your black, you're going to snap that cap, put that up, and the next thing we need is an orange crayon. So finish all that and then get your orange crayon. Okay, we're going to color his feet orange. So color these in with a crayon. We're done with markers. We don't need markers anymore today. The only marker we needed was a black marker, and we're going to color the rest of this in with crayons. When you're done coloring his feet, you need to get out your black crayon. Now, I'm going to give you guys an option here. We want this to look more gray than black, so you have a choice. You can either use your black crayon and color really lightly, or you can take your pencil and color it in, because the pencil's going to come out gray. So you can choose whether you want to do this with a black crayon or with a pencil. But we're going to color his wing, and again, I'm going to color really, really lightly So see how I'm barely touching my crayon to the paper and it's looking a little bit gray? And then I want to come out a little bit from his wing, kind of like in a point. Do the same thing on the other side. Either color really lightly or use your pencil. And again, I want to come, kind of make a point out from his wing. You can either do your pencil or your black crayon really lightly. It's up to you. But we also want to kind of add a shadow right here on either side of his wing. So I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to color a little bit darker right there along the inside of his wing. And that's going to kind of make it look like the shadow under his wing. Okay, so I colored that in a little bit darker with my black crayon. And then I just want to kind of color right around his body. Just coloring really lightly all the way around his body. Make it look a little spiky down there at the bottom. Then we're going to add just a little bit of gray right at the top in between his eyes. Just a little bit of gray up there. Okay, so take another couple seconds and finish all of your gray and black. And then we're going to add the yellow in around his eyes. So I'm going to give you guys probably about another 45 seconds to finish, and then we're going to move on to the last color. Okay, so next color we need is a yellow crayon. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here and we're going to color around his eye and then kind of color under that little gray part, and then we're going to color around his other eye. Now it's kind of hard to see my yellow right now, and I'm going to show you how to darken that in a little bit. So we're just going to start with the yellow. I know it's kind of hard to see my yellow crayon right now, but that's okay. Color around his eye. And then under that little gray spot there. Okay. Now to make this a little bit darker, what I did was I went back with my orange and colored over that just a little bit. See how that's darkening in just a little bit? Just coloring over that yellow with my orange. And that's making that just stand out just a little bit more so it's easier to see the color. And now we've got our Porg finished. So if you guys want to add a little background to your Porg, you can go right ahead and do that. You can add a little background to that, give him some little grass and blue sky, some mountains back there, whatever you would like. But I hope you guys had fun learning about Star Wars today and had fun learning how to draw a cute little space chicken we call a Porg. So May the 4th be with you, and until next time.